I get so excited about this, Yolandi. Welcome with me. I hate sitting here on my own, so thank you for coming. I get so excited about study routes. One of the things that I recognized about Cambridge was how we get the matric, and in fact, the way that we choose upfront rather than going through until the end of matric and then oh, I got a diploma or I got a bachelor. But the fact that you can actually start choosing and start getting into this is, for me, absolutely amazing.
I think what I get the most excited about is that we can individualize this route for each child. Absolutely. So if you want to go faster in a certain subject, you can. If you're struggling a bit more in one subject, you can stay in that group. And it's not like you fail a whole year when you can redo 6 months, and it's only 6 months courses. So that's great.
So I want to show you. So right now on your screen, we have our general academic flow, as it were. And I keep looking at the screen, but ultimately you can actually we get for IGCSE. So ultimately, you'll see there on the diagram that we have 3 separate classrooms for the grade 7, 8, and 9. The study routes only really come into effect when they get to the end of grade 9. And as Yolandi rightfully pointed out, that some of your subjects you could still have in the mid-year level, but move others on up. That's our job to kind of sort out that craziness. But at that point, we have 3 different streams to choose from, basically 2, and then a third one coming out of the blue stream. So we have the green stream, and you're welcome to go and have a look at our website to go and see more information. We have the blue stream, and then obviously we have A levels. Yolandi, just looking at that diagram, the green stream, what stands out for you around the green stream?
I think, Mark, like you always say, it's that kid, when you do an interview, that already knows that they don't want to go study, that they know that this is the path they want to follow for their lives. And I think that was your heart for that stream, is for those kids that just want to matric and they want to go do whatever they want to go do in life.
Absolutely. We need to acknowledge that the minimum requirement to get a job is a matric.
Yes.
And I think what I'm really excited about the green route is sometimes Afrikaans, and I know you teach Afrikaans,
absolutely.
But Afrikaans is the thing that prevents students from doing it, and then also maths. But ultimately, as you said, a lot of students that kind of have an idea in their brain, they have this kind of vision, they generally know what they want to do, and they just need to get over the hurdle of matric. And so the green route for us is super important.
But it's still an internationally
I was just going to say the same thing. Yes. I was going to say that it is still an academic route. So even though you have a little bit more choice, obviously we still in Cambridge, and it is still an academic curriculum. And then, of course, the blue, what stands out for you for the blue?
Well, that's definitely the kids that want to go study. So, and again, there are so many choices that they can choose from, subjects-wise. But our compulsory subjects, they would be English, maths, and a second language, not necessarily Afrikaans.
We're picking on Afrikaans this morning, but again, we don't need. So obviously, that could be anything from German, French. We've even had a Mandarin student here before.
Korean, Spanish.
Absolutely. Yes. So that's quite exciting. What I really love is when I sit in an interview, I asked around this Blue Stream that did you know that you need to be invited to university or invited to apply to university? And I love the shock on their faces sometimes, because that's ultimately what Bachelor Pass actually is referring to.
I think maybe a big question that parents could have is, how do universities actually accept Cambridge? Absolutely. South African universities love kids that come from Cambridge background because they're out of the box thinkers. But they also, each university has a department where they deal with kids that has gone through Cambridge for them to help them to apply to university.
You know, when we started this, when I started understanding Cambridge nearly 20 years ago, I feel super old. When you would find the university, they would not be sure of Cambridge. And so we have, over the last 15, 20 years, definitely seen a massive shift from universities. In fact, some universities even have their own Cambridge officer that deal with it. So it's actually quite amazing. They obviously have seen an uptake in the amount of Cambridge students coming through.
And Mark, I think also having a Cambridge matric, you can compare yourself to anybody else in the world that's done a matric. And that's a huge thing.
Absolutely.
High standard.
Yolandi, when students come into the school, and obviously we've split the junior campus from the senior campus, and so we're still trying to understand and kind of create a little bit of a division between the two. But obviously you sit with students when they come in and they're new, and you go through study skills, you go through who am I, right brain, left brain thinker. What are some of the questions around this Blue Stream, Blue Route option? What are some of the questions that you often get doing that stuff?
I think the biggest thing is for the students to be able to work on their own also, because we have the time when the students have to work on their schedules. But sitting with those kids, we take them through study skills, how to work on your own, how to plan, how to use your time. Time management is huge. So once they go to university, they haven't been spoon-fed and they're able to work on their own. So I think that's one of the main things. And then also understanding yourself. How does my brain work? How do I study best? What works best for me? And just individually sitting with all those kids and helping them get onto this path.
Absolutely. The last little route that we do there, and it's probably for the minority because not everybody does it, but that is the A levels. And so ultimately what happens is in A level, you are required to get 3 A levels to apply to an overseas university. In the past, we used to say a minimum of 3, but we've learned over the last couple of months that actually that could be detrimental. So 3 is required, unless the university, because every university is different, says that they want 4 or 5. And we've also got, we have an amazing person. Heidi is absolutely amazing. So if you are looking at wanting to study overseas at an international college or university, we have people that will be able to assist you in placing you in universities. And we often get lecturers and professors coming out to do talks from the different universities, and so that's a good connection to have, that we use here.
Mark, isn't it exciting that this matric, Cambridge matric, gives you a ticket to go overseas?
Absolutely. Not that we want everybody to go overseas. We want people to stay.
Possibilities.
But ultimately, that we're fighting in the same swimming pool. We're equivalent to that. What I really enjoy about Cambridge is the fact that we get our students thinking. Often we answer questions with questions. It's the most frustrating thing. I've just sat in an interview with parents trying to explain the Cambridge thing, and so I love it when the light bulb goes on. When say, oh, can we do this? And oh, can I do this? And suddenly the student is now mapping and tracking their own kind of future. You cannot get any better than that. So from that perspective, we certainly tick
Yeah.
that box.
And I think to tailor make each student, and that's the thing. We call ourselves
For
top
sure.
the notch.
For
top of
sure.
the notch.
Absolutely. Thank you for sharing the study routes with us. Please remember that if you want to check out more on the study routes, please go to our website, www.peakacademy. I nearly forgot that for a second. peakacademy.co.za. You'll get all the information there. On the top bar, you'll see study route.